your site?
I have a book on my site, and I have a video meditation on my site. So, but I'm not trying to sell my products to a fellow blogger. I'm really focusing more on getting more attention to my brand and building my platform. So again, it depends on your intention, you know, and your goal. If you want fame, or if you want to entertain, or if you want more traffic to your site because you are selling a product or a service, it just depends on your intention. And then you can go from there.
I think that's key.
Pardon me?
I think that's a really key statement, what your intention is, because, you know, if you're trying to just stay in your local community, then you don't need to be going international with your you know, or,
Right.
I mean, and I think it's important that intention is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And that they're honest. A friendly SEO search engine optimization headline. So having your headline or your hook to your blog is the most important thing in your blog, because there is usually one or two words in that headline that Google grabs onto and they love it to death. And it is your job to determine what those words are. So you can go to Google Analytics and look for that, or you can search at some of your fellow bloggers and check out what their headlines are and what their tags are. And we're going to do a little bit of an exercise on putting together a friendly SEO headline to start a blog.
Could you repeat what SEO stands for?
Search engine optimization. So Google wants to, in order for your site and your blog to be found on Google, and so that you can up your rank of your site so people can find you quicker or sooner, you want to have rich content. And Google's always looking for rich content. And rich content is what's usually in your blog. Your website is your website. It does, I don't know how many of you change your website on a regular basis. You usually don't. But your blog has rich content that is what I call live content. And lastly, what you need to know about having a successful blog is you need to know a little bit about marketing. Who is your audience? Who do you want to focus on? Where do you want to position yourself? And how you plan on getting that traffic and that audience to your blog, and what your readers want. Who are your readers? You want to get them involved in what you have to say or commenting, and you get to learn a little bit more about the needs of your readers, because your readers are your potential customers. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the big dogs. Some people are under the idea that a blog is a waste of time, that they can't make money from their blog, that it's just, you know, a lot of work. And quite honestly, if you have content, you know, and you put it in your book, you can put it in a blog. A lot of your titles that you have in your book could end up turning into a really nice short 300-word blog. So it doesn't have to be painful. It can actually be fun. And, you know, I think some people, you know, get a little bit discouraged because you can put like a headline out there or a hook, and it's just not getting a whole lot of traction. So all that means is just change your hook. That's all. Just change it up and see what does get traction. So, you know, like David and I gave me a great idea for a blog. And we were talking the other day, and he said, oh, I went through a time where I had life purpose fatigue. And I thought, that is a great blog. So that's what I did. I looked up life purpose, and I looked up fatigue, and I found out the most hits, that was a really rich part of my headline was the word fatigue. So, more about that in a minute. So,
What do I get out of that?
We just got it.
Credit, that was it.
Okay, that's it?
David and I, sales coach.
Thank you.
When you say I looked up, Did you go to googleanalytics.com and then it somehow tells you which words are richer than others?
Well, there, you can do that. That's one way you can do that. I have a plugin in my blog. So there's different plugins that you can purchase for your blog. And I have a plugin, it's called Scribed, SCRIBED.com. It costs me $17 a month, and it basically does all the work for me. It basically tells me what words are hot and what words are not. How, if my blog is, it gives me a percentage of readability. So I could write out my blog and it might only be 50% readable. That means I obviously need to add more richness, content, tag words to my blog.
So it's an analytic?
It's sort of like an analytic. It kind of picks up all the words for you without you having to go to another site and find it. So you can do it right in your blog and you press the assessment and it gives you kind of where you can, what's missing and what you need to do to change it.
Jack, just you're getting to the end of your 20 minutes, and I know that we're kind of mixing the question and
Yeah.
answer, and we were going to allow 10 minutes of
Okay.
solid question and answer at the end, so maybe you want to.
So the chain of conversion means, we talked about traffic coming to your site. The traffic turns into leads, and we want to get some of those leads into prospects or subscribers, people subscribing to your blog and or your website, because those are people who are potential customers. And we know the best customers are repeat customers. We want people coming back, right? So the chain of conversion is really important because if you're not getting repeat customers, then there's something wrong or missing in your chain. And it's up to you to determine what that is. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
And somehow it measures these things?
What's that?
You have to have another app to measure who's the number of repeat customers and so on?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to Google Analytics and you can see what kind of traffic you're getting to your site, who, if you have something on the back end where people opt into your website, you can see how many people have signed in, and you can determine how many of those people made purchases. So it depends on what you have connected to your website that is basically holding all your email opt-ins. And that should be able to help you determine, or at least get you started from there. This got screwed up. All right, well, anyway, how to get started, step one, just a couple of ideas. Tell people how to save money. Pitch something to them related to being free from something. How to really, if there's a new trend out there, how can you put your brand into that new trend? Maybe there's something you want to write about related to what to do in a crisis. We just had, hurricanes, tornadoes, all kinds of things. That in itself is a 3-day blog. You can play up a holiday. Holidays is a great time to play up your brand and your offer. You can write about a client success, or like I said, put an interview video on your blog, or tie in something celebrity related. If you, let's say you have a product that a celebrity uses, you can tie that into your blog.